To be honest, I actually do have a very embarrassing story. It's super embarrassing, and I feel like I should probably pick another lesson, but I really want you guys to know about this. It's so embarrassing, but I'm gonna tell you guys about this. Welcome back to my channel, guys. For those of you who are new, I'm the Marketing Nomad. So today on episode 2 of TMN'S Frank Fridays, we've actually got some pretty interesting questions that I can't wait to get into. So let's hop right into it, guys. The first question that I did receive was India versus other countries. Which of it is good for your personal and career growth? Now, super interesting question, and let me go with the personal aspect first. Personally, I don't think that your personal growth has anything to do with the country that you are in. I think that it always has to do with your circumstances, with the people around you. So that being said, if I have to be completely frank with you guys, I do want to say that maximum of my personal growth happened when I was abroad, but that was because I was not around my family. That was only because I was away from home, I was alone, I had to grow up, basically. And that was the reason why I had a lot of personal growth during those few years. Am I to say that I did not have personal growth before that? No, of course I did. But I realized that increase or that substantial growth in my personal development because I was away from home. That being said, if I was probably in Mumbai and my parents were in Bangalore, I think that I would have also had a similar personal growth as well, because again, I would have been alone over there and I would have to kind of navigate through life by myself without my parents. So I do say similar and not the same because while Mumbai is a couple of hours away, I would say, so we would still meet often, so it would technically not be completely away and isolated as I was when I went to the US. So I would say that it has a lot to do with your circumstances, and I don't think you should keep the country in your mind. Now let's go to the second part of the question, which I think is super interesting, because this is a question that I have asked myself countless times. So up until last year, guys, absolutely frank with you, I did think that you had to be in a specific country to kind of have that exponential career growth that everyone talks about, and boy was I wrong. Okay, so what happened last year, and that actually led to the change in my perspective, is that I had to actually convert my student visa into a work visa, and unfortunately I didn't get picked in the lottery in the US, so I had to come back to India. And a part of that mindset that frightened me the most was that, oh my God, I'm coming back to a country that, you know, people think that you can't have a career growth. I'm leaving a country where people say there's exponential career growth and there's nothing like it. Now that entire episode, how I got over it and all of those things and the realizations that I've had in the last couple of months have led me to say this, and that is that your career growth is not dependent on the country that you are in. They are absolutely irrelevant. There are certain challenges to being in any country for that matter, whether you are in the US, whether you're in India, whether you are in Australia. There are certain challenges that each of these countries bring that you need to get over. There is no formula that says, okay, I'm going to put in a country in the spot X and that's going to give me the results that I want. No. There are, however, a few things that you do need to keep in mind to have that exponential growth in your career wherever you are in the world. And that for me are your passion. You really need to be passionate about what you are doing. If you are just doing something because everyone else is doing, you are not going to get that exponential career growth for the sole reason that you are not going to be interested in progressing that well. You might tell everyone, oh yes, I want to get to the CEO level, or I want to get there, but if you're not passionate about it, you're just saying it because everyone's saying it. The second one is hard work. You need to put in whatever it is. There are challenges, as I said, whether it is that you are a single woman, whether it is you are a married woman, or whether it is you are a teenager, or even in the country. every single situation, every single person has their own challenges to overcome. All right, there are barriers to break. So I think that when you put in the hard work to overcome these barriers, you will get there. The third one is the drive to just do whatever it takes to get there. You have to work 13 hours a day, you do it. You have to maybe do your full-time job in the morning and then do your, I would say, your side hustle in the evening or in the night, you will do it. That drive to go get what you want is absolutely very important. No one is going to give you anything on a platter. Whatever those overnight successes that you've heard of, trust me, those are actually years in the making. It's just that they probably did not know, or they did not categorize it as working towards it consciously. They were subconsciously working towards it. So that drive to just do whatever it takes to get to where you are. The last one, and I think that this is the most important, is that you gotta be street smart. Guys, you have to be street smart. Whether it is navigating through politics, because that thing's real. I was gonna say a bad word, it starts with S, but let's just keep this PG-13. So, because that is absolutely real, navigating through office politics, understanding the people around you, understanding that not everyone around you is working to your benefit, understanding how to take advantage of a situation that most people just would let go. So you need to be street smart. You need to be able to, I don't know, understand people, understand yourself, understand the situation, understand how you can make the most out of whatever situation you're in, and just be smart. So this is my thought. So conclusion, without these four, your passion, your hard work, your drive, your street smartness, wherever you are in the world, you are not going to have that career growth. Every country has its challenges that you need to overcome, but with these four, you can, regardless of where you are in the world. To be honest, guys, if I did not believe in this philosophy, I would not be freelancing at the moment. My entire belief on that particular philosophy is the reason why I freelance, or it's the main drive behind me freelancing. Okay, that was a big one. I was quite charged about that because, to be honest, it had plagued me for a lot of time, especially during last year when it was so painful to go through whatever I did. And part of the mindset that I did overcome was understanding that it didn't matter where I was in the world, as long as I had these four things to rely on. And the best part is that I have consistently proved to myself that this theory is right. And I hope to keep proving to myself and to you guys that this is the truth. This is what I believe in. Okay, so now we hop on to question number 2, and that is, how do you work from home? I'm getting distracted. I found this question super adorable, to be honest with you, because I remember when I first started working from home, I was so distracted. Guys, it was just insane. I don't know if you guys know anything about Indian families, but there's always something going on. There's always some confusion, always in the house. So it was difficult initially, but here are a few things that has worked for me personally, and I hope that they work for you as well. First, the time blocking thing does not work for me. I know that it works for a lot of people, that they block out time saying 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm going to be working on this, and then lunch, and then this. For my kind of schedule, it does not work. What I do is the previous night, I write down what are the tasks that I have for the next day to do, that I have to do come what may. It doesn't matter if I'm squeezing that in within half an hour in between maybe 2 things that I have to do, or I'm just doing it late at night, I'm staying up to do it. I just have to finish those tasks. And those have actually helped me. With the kind of lifestyle that I have, my timings are not set. Sometimes I have to probably go help my mom do something. Sometimes I have to maybe go to the bank. There are so many things that are variables in my life that I can't put out a set time to do something. For a vague part, I can, but most likely I'm not going to stick to it because something new always comes up. So having a list of what to do that day always helps. Preparing for it the previous night always helps. The third tip that I do have for you is to sometimes talk to the people around you and tell them that, okay, I've got a really important project coming up. I do need 2 hours a day on this. And I found that that helps because most of the times when my family asks me for some help or something like that, they're not aware that I'm working on an important project with a deadline. So they think that it's kind normal that they come in, they say, can you help me on this? And of course you can't say no because, well, you love them. So that has helped me. I mean, telling my family that, okay, I need half an hour on Tuesdays and Fridays to shoot a YouTube video. I need half an hour in the evenings right after dinner because I need to post on my Instagram. And that has helped them also understand that, you know, there are times that I'm not available for them. So that has helped me. And the last tip that I do have for you is to take some time off to just relax. If you are a workaholic like me, which is not a good thing, to be honest, but if you are someone like me and you really like working, to be honest, you really need to take some time off. I think that the reason you are getting distracted is because you are not taking adequate time off to just relax and just stay out of that zone of working. I think that you are working like maybe 10 hours continuously, and then the next day you are feeling distracted because you've actually exhausted your mind the previous day. This is actually a realization that I had recently because I think that distractions are actually a way of your mind telling you that it's burned out. So the minute I realized that, I decided to take adequate breaks in between my work hours, and that has helped me a lot. So these are the tips that I do have for you that I incorporate for myself. And at the end of the day, it's all trial and error. You gotta try new things and see what works for you personally. Okay, so the next question that I do have is pretty interesting, and that is, how did I get my first freelancing client? Now, this is actually pretty recent. It happened about 6 months ago. I keep forgetting which month we are in, but I think it was 6 months ago. So I knew in June, July, I think it was sometime in July, first week, that I was not going to get the visa to stay in the United States and that I was going to come back to India. So I think from July mid to September 1st was when I did my freelancing client hunt. Before I landed in India on September 1st, I actually did have my first freelancing client, and this is something that I'm actually super proud of. And this is what I did. The minute I realized that I was not going to stay in the country, I got my website up and running. I was just, within a week, I had a fully functional website with my portfolio, with things about me, with my services. I'd laid out a few packages. Of course, the packages are different today, but back then, I thought those packages were pretty awesome for the stage that I was at, basically. This is Future Crit speaking. As I'm editing this video, I realized that there are background noises for the next couple of seconds, and I apologize for that. And by the end of by the end of July, I had my profile up on every single freelancing platform that you could find. And I was sending out at least 10 proposals a day. And that is actually how I got my first freelancing client. There were a lot of people who would, come up to me until the contract signing, and then they would just not go through with me. But I did have 2 clients actually before I landed in the country. So that is something that I'm super, super proud of. And I think that I attribute that to my proactiveness and my resourcefulness, because in that 1.5 months, I had to learn everything I could about freelancing, how to get clients, how to make sales, how to kind of make your profile, how to clean up your LinkedIn profile, which I actually had been doing for a long time. My LinkedIn profile has always been up to date. That's something that, I always keep a mental note of. But all the other aspects I had to learn from scratch, and I did it. And I think that my resourcefulness is one of my best qualities. So I managed to balance that with working full-time, with also packing and leaving the country as well. So that is how I got my first freelancing client. Okay, so the last question that was asked for me was, what was the biggest lesson that I recently learned? And to be honest, I actually do have a very, very embarrassing story. It's super, super embarrassing, and I feel like I should probably pick another lesson, but I really want you guys to know about this. It's so embarrassing, but I'm going to tell you guys about this. So you know how I was talking about, you can get carried away with the number of followers that you have, and you can kind of get in the mindset of, oh my god, I need more followers and stuff like that. It's really, really easy to go down that rabbit hole. And to be frank, I was down that rabbit hole very, very recently. I think it was about 2 to 3 months ago. Yes, I think it was about then. So I was kind of panicking all the time about how to grow my followers and why am I not growing and stuff like that. And I was in that mindset of, oh my god, I need to get more followers, I need to get more subscribers, what do I do? And of course, as anyone would do, I was Googling that, and I was looking for YouTube videos on how to grow your Instagram, how to grow your YouTube. So one advice that I did see on a couple of YouTube videos was that all you have to do is go to a hashtag of your niche, go to those posts and like those comments, because people who are commenting on those posts would more likely be, willing to follow you. Also, it said that you should go to other people in your niche and kind of go to their comments and, kind of put in a like over there, put in a comment to another comment, and you can get followers to follow you. So I did that, guys. I did that for a week. And guys, the Instagram algorithm actually thought that I was a spam account. My engagement dropped to 1 like a post. I am not kidding, guys. I was so scared that I am never ever going to do one of those easy tactics that people give out, and I hope that this is a learning lesson for you guys as well. Don't get into the mindset of running after followers. Just be happy with the ones that you have, and your future followers will organically find you. Don't do any of these silly shenanigans, because they are going to work against your Instagram account. So I did that, guys. I did that for a week, and I am so embarrassed by it. I'm so embarrassed that I even was in that mindset for so long. But I learned a lot out of it, and I am super grateful for the followers that I do have right now, who are so supportive of my journey, of what I'm doing. And I am truly blessed to have how many ever I do have. And I think that I finally reached a mindset that it doesn't matter how many I have, I'm at least helping people. And I'm happy with that. I'm super happy with that. And I know that I will take time to get to a point where people would consider it a success. But personally, I think that I am successful at what I'm doing. Every day I see that people are, saying, oh my God, I didn't know about this. And oh my God, I learned something new. And that to me are small successes that I truly cherish. And I have grown to cherish, I would say. So that is one lesson that I learned. I learned how to be happy with the followers that I have, not to use any cheap tricks and tactics to kind of get new followers or get new subscribers, because those don't work and they actually work against you. So biggest advice, super embarrassing, but it is a lesson that I learned very recently, and the wound is still fresh. Whew, I thought that this was an amazing session. I really enjoyed your questions. I hope you guys ask me more questions for next week's episode. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram to ask me any questions that you do have for me. Entrepreneurship, mindset, Instagram, marketing questions, anything at all, feel free. Alright guys, if you guys like this video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because this is where all the fun marketing happens. Hope you guys are staying super safe. Hope you guys are social distancing. I will see you guys in exactly a few days. Bye. Oh, I need water. I bought this water bottle because I don't drink enough water. Yep. It has time slots of when I should drink, which I never follow, but at least having a water bottle actually helps me remember that I have to drink water. So, life tip, guys. Life tip.